The G-Wade Podcast with Deacon Dirty.
What up, y'all? It's your boy G-Wade holding it down, G-Wade Podcast, and I'm kicking it alongside with my man Deacon
Dirty.
And we got a special guest in the building.
What's up, everybody?
All the way from the West Coast, from the dirty South to the West and back to the dirty South.
Exactly.
Tameka Wright is in the building. What's happening?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Absolutely.
It's such an honor.
No,
Thank
it's
you.
a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I came across you on a show. You were singing. And I was like, and it caught my ear. So I turned to look. And so I turned the volume up even more. I was like, okay.
Like the voice.
Like the voice, right, yeah. I
Y'all
felt like
are
Usher,
too
one of them. You know what I'm
kind.
saying? You know what I
Thank
mean?
you. Well, I tell you what, it was really on a whim that I ended up being on that show. Actually, it's kind of interesting how it worked. And I know y'all are going to just be like, this is kind of a crazy story. But, you know, with the pandemic and everything, I'm so accustomed to being able to sing, lead in worship, singing in choirs, things like that.
Right,
I mean, we
right.
all are. We all miss church. Everything's shut down. But I just got in this rut emotionally one day, and I was just like, you know, transitioning back from Los Angeles to Atlanta, which I never thought I would do.
You was out there living your best life. Too.
Oh, yeah. I was living on the beach in Newport, okay?
You know what?
Kobe lived up the hill from where I live.
Wow.
Like, I mean, I could walk out to the beach every morning. Like, yeah, it's a total different shock to be
That's
back,
what they call
really.
a permanent vacation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I was feeling really down, kind of sad, and I just began to kind of pray about that. And I just gave my emotions to God, really, because I was missing music.
Okay.
I was missing singing. And 2 days later, the call came out of the blue. Hey, can you please come and sing on the show?
But now, did you get the call because you had kind of pursued it?
I never
or-
pursued anything.
Okay, gotcha.
Got the call. I actually had some connections there at the station. But yeah, I really do believe that it's just as simple as God just put it on their heart, and then they called me.
Wow.
Like it's that serious.
Now, did they know you were in L.A.?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the individuals that actually host the show were hosting on that night.
Right.
Actually, we go way back.
Okay.
Way back. Actually, Pastor John Citizen was my youth pastor growing up. So he knew me ever since I was like 15 years old. So they've known my progression throughout my entire life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about your entire life, let's talk about your entire life, shall we?
Yes, let's get into it.
So let's go back to back when you were here and born and raised here in Atlanta.
I was born and raised here, y'all.
Are you a Grady baby?
I am. And that's what makes
Are you a Grady
official.
baby, Deke? You're a Grady baby, right?
Yes, sir.
Let me
Okay.
tell you, that's what makes you official. Everybody in Atlanta knows. Like, if you're Fulton County Grady baby, then you're official.
You're official.
Yeah.
So that makes you a peach for sure.
Put a stamp on her.
That
a
puts
stamp on her.
the official
Certified.
stamp on
Certified.
it. And I tell you what, I actually grew up in Adamsville, which is South
Deke, like, I live there too.
SWAT, yeah. So
Where's
right,
that at? I don't
right
know.
on MLK. So Martin Luther King
the
actually,
west side.
you know,
West side, okay.
every hood, even in Los Angeles, there's a MLK.
MLK.
When you go to Chicago, there's an
Let me
MLK.
take you to Southeast D.C. and
You'll
see
find an
MLK.
MLK. But it's always known, right, that
Right.
MLK is the hood.
Right.
So, but that's
Unfortunately.
where, unfortunately. But you know what? I look back on it and it really bursts character in me. So I don't
Absolutely.
look at it as a negative thing.
Yeah.
But I grew up in an area, you probably hear about it. It's a project area called Allen Temple on MLK.
Look at you blowing his mind over
It's a lot of rappers come out of there, you know?
Okay.
Killer Mike.
Bankroll Fresh didn't make it.
What's it
but
called again? Allen
Temple.
Allen Temple.
Allen Temple.
And that's the name of the projects. I mean,
That's the name of
apartments?
the apartments that are
Okay,
famous.
Okay.
I think 21 Savage even tried to claim it, but
He
we
from
later
Europe or
found out
something,
he was from Europe.
Yeah, across the pond.
He was from
Right.
across the pond, but everybody
It's a
wants
vibe,
to.
you know what I'm saying?
It's a vibe, really, it is. Everyone wants to claim it, but really, it was the hard knock life, and
Okay.
you know, but it teaches character. But that's where I grew up.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, was growing up there, I guess we're saying that is on the other side of the tracks. So
Oh, yeah.
was growing up there for you, was that a rough growing up, or was that a family field growing up? Was it mom and dad in the house?
Good question. Good question. Actually, I had my mom and my dad in the home.
Okay.
And actually, I remember my childhood being really fun. I remember playing outside until the street lights came on. I remember, having my friends in the neighborhood. So it really, the candy lady in the neighborhood.
That was my aunt.
Yeah, exactly.
Aunt Beverly was the candy lady.
Exactly.
She
So
was stingy on the candy. Though.
Exactly. Like, come on off that candy.
Right.
But, it was fun times. That's where I fell on my bike and scraped my knee and did all that stuff. So it's the memories. But I remember, towards the latter part of the 80s when the crack epidemic really spiked in every city across the nation, it was no different in my neighborhood. And that's when my parents, who were both hardworking entrepreneurs,
what do they do?
Well, my dad actually has a commercial cleaning business. My mom has an assisted living facility, and she is a nurse.
Okay.
So, but that's not what they were doing at the time. They were really just trying to get on their feet, and they both were working together with the cleaning company.
Gotcha.
And, because that's before my mom was able to go back to school and do all of that. So, they were just doing the best they could to work to provide. But when the crack epidemic happened and crime and gangs began to just kind of infiltrate the community more, that's when we relocated out to the suburbs, kind of like everybody does,
Loaded up the Lincoln, moved to Beverly.
The Buick. It was the Buick. And it was the one that had the hole in the carpet in the floor.
Oh, wow.
Where you could see the ground.
You could see the ground?
Oh, yeah.
I had one of those.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.